back to the channel, and this is our Wednesday update. We're a little bit behind the schedule this week. Got really busy at work, and I honestly just didn't feel like coming out here last night. First thing we're going to hit on, we are going to be on the scene live painting a body at Anderson RC on Saturday, April 12th. It's his annual anniversary open house / customer appreciation day. Just all around good time. They got a lot of giveaways. They got a free raffle for kids, giving away an Arma truck. And we will be on the scene live painting a NASCAR body, most likely. It's small enough. I think I can get it done in the time frame. We'll be there all day. So may or may not raffle it. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. And I should figure that out because it's Thursday. But anyway, we did mark one of our items off our whiteboard out there. We did go crawling last week. That was a lot of fun, catching up with some friends we hadn't run with in a long time. And got to run the Rollardo again. Still haven't broke it. That car is really tough and performing well. I think the only thing we knocked loose was the speed controller. Got some dirt under the tape, and the tape come loose. Anyway, I think this one's already on the list. The Doom Master, that's our next build. I already went over it last week, I believe. Got our Hobby Wing speed control motor, Eco Power servo. But we did add an item to the build list out there and project list, and we got a mini slash 1/16, 1/18, 1/16. This is going to be kind of a tribute build to a car that my buddy Eric built and never completed. Back when King RC was open, he had pieced together one of the Mustangs, I believe, or the rally cars, the same chassis. Put a Castle system in it. This truck has a 540 motor mount. We raced these dirt oval with the VXL system. The VXL was the 380 size, but this thing's got the full size motor in it. It's kind of high center of gravity because the motor sits up high, but makes it more interesting, I guess. We did pick up a 3200 kV new Copperhead system. This is a censored system. So it's going to be stupid fast. We're going to run it on 2-cell first. And then, if you know these cars, they have 2 battery compartments and they can hold 4 cells. And this is 4-cell compatible. So stay tuned for that. We are converting this to a car. His original build was built around the McAllister bomber body. This is the 1956 Ford Fairlane. They make a 56 Ford and then a 55 Chevy. These bodies fit really good on this car. His original build, he had some 1.9 Steely crawler wheels with touring car tires on it for the kind of old school look. But he decided to go with more of a speed and themed here. So we got the belted Vortec 2.0 tires and wheels. These may or may not cause a slight problem with width because the rears being wider. We'll have to cut the fenders out because those bodies do fit good on these trucks and cars, but you need a pretty flat wheel. Went ahead and picked up the rally car body post, the foam bumper. I'm not sure if this is going to fit under that body, and the front bumper skid plate to eliminate the slash bumper and eliminate the rear slash bumper. These are the same chassis and everything's the same as the mini rallies and the Mustangs they used to come out with. This is the only one they still make. So other than that, in the room here, I did post a picture up on Instagram of the Comical Grasshopper. I needed a day out in the garage just to hide out and chill out for a little while. And I come out here and I took it apart, did the bearings, cleaned everything up, re-greased all the transmission, put some Yeah Racing universals in it. And a Grasshopper to me is not a Grasshopper without paddle tires. And these are the RC 4-wheel drive Sand Thrashers, I think. I'm not sure what they call them. But either way, they don't make these anymore. And I had a set. They are 1.9s. And these wheels are like a 2.0, 2.1. They're not quite a 2.2. I shoved a 2.2 foam in this tire to give it some, it's a really soft tire, just to give it some shape. and fits pretty good on there. It's pretty close, symmetrical to the front size tires. These are not glued yet. I may get another set of wheels. That way I have both sets. I can put the stock tires back on it. But yeah, that was pretty fun. I've got the motor out of it right now, and probably going to put one of the retro power motors, probably like a, I don't know, somewhere between 15 and 20 turn, just to get a little more pep in a step. And this thing ought to be pretty fun. Yeah, obviously we got a new body on it, so that body color will determine what we paint the little guy here. We got to paint his helmet, so stay tuned for that one. We got a lot of clear bodies stacking up. All right, speaking of clear bodies that we got stacking up, we got the late model over here we hadn't got a chance to work on. We got the airbrush to demo with, and we mounted the body on the Clod Buster. This is the 0332 Chevy Silverado, 1988. Monster truck body. It's got the little cab spoiler action going on here, 80s style. We got it mounted up, got it trimmed up, got it cleared for the front tires. This thing's got some suspension travel, but hopefully it won't hit. This truck does have all the J Concepts aftermarket gearboxes, chassis, Proline shocks. We may go more into this once we do a running video. That's hopefully coming soon. It's been sitting here a while too. We didn't build it here. My buddy Chris built this one for Eric, and it's another one of Eric's projects because we just added the slash to the whiteboard. Yeah, we got plenty to do as far as bodies go. I got to get on Chuck's bodies. I promised him this week. Hadn't had a chance. We got two Techno. We got a Techno A-scale truggy and a Techno, or not Techno, but an associated buggy. And as far as painting bodies, I guess I can add this again. I think I said it in a few, or said it in a few other videos. Yeah, I'm doing some bodies for other people, but it's mostly this small circle of like really good customers I had back in the day. Or it's for a manufacturer possibly. Or if we need one for the channel, I'll do it. But I'm not really taking orders. I just don't want the responsibility of that. I did it in the past, pretty much full time, even though I had a full-time job. The painting bodies turned into full-time at night, and that became a problem. That was just too much. I needed to then, and not so much now. If I do it now, it just helps the channel. It's all about the channel. So we've done work with him for years. He's donated a few things to the channel, like a little gimbal and stuff that I need to use more. And some microphones I need to get an adapter for out on the town stuff. But anyways, enough about the why we don't paint bodies for the general public anymore. All right, back to the body stuff. I know I said I was done with it, but we'll talk about it some more. The few that I'm doing for my small circle of friends, not that I'm that special, it's just they don't like painting bodies. They do enough to keep this going and to support, I could say support me because they're supporting the channel. They donate a lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff is going back to them when it's done, but sometimes they're super generous and they do leave stuff here for me and they say, here, do it, keep it, whatever. So that's very much appreciated. These are people I've been working with for probably 15 or more years. And RC brought us together as friends, and it's pretty much all we talk about when we're together. They have other interests, just like I do with the mini truck stuff. They're into the pew-pews, and I don't really care either way. Just never been my thing. And just that's the one thing we have in common with my circle of friends. That always brings us all back together, and I guess that's why a few of y'all are coming back to watch pretty regular on the channel. All the total strangers out there in YouTube land. I appreciate all y'all watching, because just y'all watching is really helping support the channel. And any of y'all that's bought some merchandise, that's really helped too. We don't make a ton of money on that merchandise. We make very little. But I'm glad that we have some to offer. And appreciate everybody that's helped along the way. I guess another shout out without naming names. We got another friend that has donated a lot of his 3D print skills. He's gave us some cool signs. I got an Associated light up sign. I got a Losi sign. I need to get some lights for him. He's made us some arms for our king cab that's down below that you can't see that we need to start on. And just tonight, took his sprint car back. That was his sprint car. I gave his sprint car back and his Doom Master body, the gray and orange stripe one, a couple videos ago. He got back in town, took him his cars back, and he had some cool stuff for me. He had me can't deny any tools, and especially green tools, but these are turnbuckle tools. Put your turnbuckle in there, and you don't wear your thumbs out. And same as this one, just a different style, more of a T-handle. That way you can tighten up them turnbuckles. The good 3mm, probably even bigger than that, will fit in there. Not your typical like ball cups on like an RC10 or something, but the flat crawler style and or like A scale stuff. And yeah, very awesome. Along with that, he made us a single thread. It's pretty neat how this stuff works. A AA holder. Keeps the batteries, they kind of float in there, they don't touch. And just another little doodad. It's pretty neat. And the one thing that kind of tripped me out is this little placemat over here. This thing is like holding up a limp piece of cheese. And that come off the board. You can't hold it flat because it's just all hinged. And for whatever purpose, I don't know. You could use it as a coaster, I guess, but it's just neat that somebody was able to engineer and design that, and it prints like that, and you just pull it off your print table, and this is what you got. So pretty neat. It's kind of like a fabric, but it's all plastic, and we'll hang it around and we'll play with it. It's kind of like a fidget spinner. You just want to keep messing with it. But anyways, thank you, Mr. Brian, for the parts and pieces. And I just said I wasn't going to name names, but there you are. All right, last thing. Try not to make this video too long, too boring. But we picked up a set of Fan RC drive shafts, is what they call them, but they're like a CVD, CVA type thing. We're going to put these in RC10 four-wheel drive to open up the options of using all the suspension amounts or suspension adjustments. Associated did come out with a video explaining exactly the length of your shock. So it just depends on how many. It's like 27mm, I think. Don't quote me on that. But between the short shock bottom and the bottom of the shock, and use the short shock bottoms, that keeps the car, the arms level enough to where your dog bones are not going to come out, and this basically it's a droop. But which is probably the setup anyways to make the car handle right, is you don't want a ton of droop anyways unless you're running like a really bumpy track, I guess. But anyways, we're going to fix that problem. Have all the options with this right here. I know it's an expensive kit and we just bought some more parts for it, but that's the way it goes. All right, a lot of channels are touching on the tariff situation. I didn't go there because I really don't know all the facts. I don't know all the ins and outs. I do pay attention to somewhat of the news, but I think it's going to affect us pretty good in the hobby. I have not picked up the sand car yet, which is concerning because if that thing gets any more expensive, it's going to might be unreachable for a little while. We do have one pre-ordered at the hobby shop, but I don't know if they got to order yet. They're closed on Wednesdays. That is as of this filming. And I was going to go by there tomorrow just to touch base with what we're going to do this weekend and see if they actually got their cars in. They got the initial one, the orange one I did the video with. That was just the one that Traxxas sent out, like a sample or like the display model. So hopefully that car don't go from 13 to like 1700. I don't know what's going to happen, but nobody really knows what's going to happen. So hopefully that stays somewhat under control or gets somewhat prices get back to normal before too long, before they get too wild. But this could impact the hobby a lot. It could impact our local hobby shops a lot. Yeah, we'll wait and see. We're just that's all we can do. Yeah, that's enough talking. I appreciate y'all hanging around. If you're still here, wow, because it's been a boring one. But while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. Check out the links below for our few things we got on merchandise. And we'll see you Sunday painting the body.